Let's be honest. Did you expect me not to tape knives to my knuckles for this review? Let's be a little more careful adjusting our microphone there, huh? Let's just be mindful of our mannerisms this evening. Hello all, I'm Josh. This is Josh Builds Stuff, but today you can call me Old Knifey Knuckles. Today we're talking about the all-new LEGO Marvel Wolverine Mech Armor. This is a set which was one of 3 new Marvel mechs which were supposed to come out a little while ago actually, but then they got delayed for some reason, and then they're supposed to now come out April 1st, 2022, but I actually found Wolverine here early at the grocery store of all places, hanging out with Black Panther of all people, which is weird because usually I see Wolverine at the grocery store on Tuesday afternoons, and usually he's hanging out with other members of the X-Men, but now he was hanging out with some Avengers. Ooh, X-Men Avengers crossover, finally! This little mech costs $10 in the US. It has 142 pieces. I am entirely aware that these little Marvel mechs are a blueprint at this point. Every single one of these little things are basically exactly the same with a couple of colors and pieces swapped out and different minifigures included. Does that make them bad sets? Absolutely not. These things are so much fun, and I don't think I have a Wolverine minifigure of any kind at this point. Maybe I buy Marvel and X-Men is like not made as much as like Avengers has been lately, but now we've got a little Wolverine, and I'm super excited to have this little minifigure and excited to have this mech in general. Can you tell? Also, I absolutely would have grown full mutton chops if it were an option for me, but unfortunately, it's not. I've got some lotion that I am using that will hopefully improve that. I've got to really stop doing this. Man, I don't know how Wolverine lives with these things. Oh yeah, they're retractable. Mine are not. Mine are cutlery from Chicago. Briefly, the build for this set. It was the same as all these little Marvel mech builds are. It's just a bunch of ball joints and like little limb pieces stuck together. That's it. This build, however, was so nice, I built it twice. You'll see why in a second. He had bone claws, but he was eventually injected with, what's the metal? What's the metal? That Ultron. What is Ultron made of? Vibranium. I was confusing vibranium with adamantium. Here's everything I know about Wolverine as a character. He's like super old, right? He fought in like the Civil War and like a bunch of other wars, but now also lives in modern times, so I guess he's somewhat invincible. He has claws, bone claws that come out, but he was eventually injected with metal instead of bones, and it was like vibranium, no, unobtainium, no, adamantium. He was injected with adamantium, and now he has metal claws that come out of him. And the most important thing about him is that his hair is kind of a ripoff of Ace Ventura, or that's at least what my wife said about my hair this very evening. Johnny Depp was originally slated to play Wolverine in the X-Men movies, but he took on a different role with Tim Burton, known as Snip Snip Edward Scissorhands. Funny coincidence, that, isn't it? Also, the most notable thing about Wolverine, I think, is that he has healing abilities. That being said, I was wondering if this new Wolverine mech shared some of those same Wolverine character qualities. He certainly has the claws, so does he have the healing abilities? Let's bring on another weapon from the Avengers to help us test that. This is the all-new LEGO Marvel Thor's Hammer set, and maybe it's time we finally get that Avengers X-Men crossover we've always wanted. Good luck coming back from this one, Logan. Does Wolverine have his healing abilities? Wow, look at that. He does. The mech stays true to the character. We'll clean that up later. That's a job for later, Josh. The Wolverine minifigure here is actually my favorite part of this set. Go figure, I don't care about the mech in the mech set. I care about getting a new minifigure. This is a Two-Face minifigure, not to try to add another crossover to the DC universe, but on one of his faces, the one intended to be used with the mask, he has like white goggles on, which looks very weird with his actual like mask piece off. But when you turn his head around, his face looks very cool, very Logan-esque, but he doesn't come with a hairpiece, so he kind of looks like a middle-aged, weird, balding version of Wolverine. I wish he did come with a hairpiece, because we all know that the character, Logan, and the actor, Hugh Jackman, who played that character, he has aged very well. Like, not fair, like unfairly well, right? Like the dude's like 50, 60 at this point, looks better than I ever have or could hope to in my entire life. How's my hair? Still okay? I have no idea how Edward Scissorhand trimmed all those hedges so well. Okay, y'all, my final thoughts. Wolverine is undoubtedly cool. Wolverines are cool as an animal. Honey badgers are also cool as an animal, but Daniel Ricciardo's not doing so hot after that first F1 race this season. We'll get back to that. We'll also get back to this little mech. The mech for this thing, it's whatever. There's nothing I can say that will convince you to buy or not buy a $10 set. This is like a pickup when you're walking through a grocery aisle and you're like, hey, they got those new Marvel mechs which were delayed for a bunch of time. I should probably pick those up. They're only $10. Listen, you will only regret one thing in your life. It will be that time you taped a bunch of knives to your fingers and then forgot about them because you had to really use the bathroom. No, you will regret only one thing, and that's that you're not going to have a complete collection of all of these little $10 scale mechs that all work with each other. Because, you know, we're going to have a huge, diverse bunch of characters, and now that we're introducing a little bit of X-Men into this, the possibilities just got even broader. Like, sure, we're gonna get like 6 or 7 or 12 Spider-Men and a bunch of different Iron Man mechs, but thrown in there every once in a while, a bunch of cool other characters, like Wolverine. So go buy this mech when you see it released April 1st, 2022. Also go buy this little Black Panther mech, which was also at my local grocery store. The new Iron Man mech was not actually there, which is kind of a bummer. Otherwise, I'd be showing all three of these at the same time, but I did run to the storage unit and pick up all of the other mechs from this same like scale. So I'm excited to have all of these dudes displayed alongside each other. That is something to look forward to. And then I'll probably just talk about like the merits of these mechs in general and not any one so specifically. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to like, subscribe, and where is it? What? The new LEGO DeLorean. Oh, I don't think that comes out for like a week. Great Scott, I'm early. I'll see you in the future. You will? Oh, you will. I will? You will. Weird. Also, you're gonna need a lot of shampoo to get that stuff out of your hair. Noted. Future Josh here. I've returned exactly 1 week in the past. Personally, I'm in the middle of reviewing the new LEGO DeLorean set. It's beautiful, but I remembered that future me had just interrupted past me when he was trying to do the outro for this little Wolverine mech. So here it is. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. This video that you're watching right now, within a week, it got, well, not a great number of views, but what do you expect? It's only a little $10 mech set. Personally, I've got to get back to the future to finish the new LEGO DeLorean. That's one you're not going to want to miss. I'll see you next time. Now we're getting to the hair.